Good morning, Miss Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards. This is the card we're doing today with, believe it's card number 4 with the Celebrate, or the Everything is Rosy product medley. I thought it turned out, used a little bit different colors. I thought it turned out pretty using this is Balmy Blue, and it's 11 by 4 1/4, so scored at 5 1/2. So let's get started on this card. With all the pieces cut out, and I stamped them. We're using one of the die cuts that's got the foil on it, the rose gold foil. This piece, let's start with, let's see here. I already told you the size of that, so let's do the inside. I've already stamped it. Used the Everything is Rosy stamp set. And on the inside it's May Your Birthday Be Filled with Pretty Things right here. And on the outside it's going to be the Time to Celebrate. And then I just stamped a few of these, this image in the two different colors, and I stamped off with Melon Mambo and Night of Navy. And I believe that's all the stamps I used. And then I cut out this little piece, and we're going to trim it up. And it's from the dies. And it's this little die right here. And I cut this out. Okay, so this piece for the inside is 4 3/4 this way by 3 1/2. The Night of Navy, this is regular Whisper White, and the Night of Navy is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. So we're going to adhere these two pieces together. This product medley, I told you in my last videos, is available until the end of the month or while supplies last, so May 31st. It's beautiful, and I've been having fun thinking up cards to make with it. So let's go ahead and glue this to the inside, and then our inside will be done. Okay, there you go. That's the inside of our card. For the outside, we've got only 4 pieces and some ribbon and that embellishment. So, the Night of Navy is 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. The Whisper White, which is regular Whisper White, is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And we're going to adhere that. I do not know why this camera is blurring in and out. Go out a little bit here. That's as far out as we can go with it. So we'll adhere these together. Okay. Our Melon Mambo piece is 3 1/8 inch square, and the DSP is 3 inch square. There's several you can choose from. I just thought this one was less busy than some of the others, so I thought that die cut looked good on here. Of course, you could just do it like this, but I liked it this way. So we're going to adhere those just like that. And then we're going to adhere this to the top of the Whisper White with a very thin border. I don't think this paper is really directional, so I don't know that it matters which way you put it on here. So we're going to do that. Put this on here. Get out some dimensionals. And I have the ribbon already, the bow tied. And I'm just going to cut this in half right here. I put 2 glue dots on the back of it. And I want it centered right here on this piece. That looks pretty good. And if you find that you don't like the little tails covering up your sentiment, you can make them shorter. So I'm just going to tape this on the back. Just like so. Okay, that looks good. Trim just a little bit off of here so our sentiment's not covered up. Okay, that looks better. Okay, then I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. I think we're in for some rain, which is good. There's been a few forest fires, not real close to me, but not all that far because it hasn't rained here, and I think it's going to start raining tomorrow. It almost looks like it today, but I don't think it's going to rain today, but Weatherman said it's supposed to start raining tomorrow and rain for a couple of weeks at least. We've been spoiled with the sun. So then we're going to center this on the front of the card. And I've already put dimensionals on the back of this. What we're going to do is we're going to take this little piece, cover this up so I don't accidentally use it for paper. Okay, so what I did with this is I cut this little piece off right here, and then I cut it here, like so, and then I took some glue and put some dabs of glue on the back of this. It doesn't need a lot because it's going to be pretty much covered up mostly by the sentiment. And then I just kind of laid it down here like so. And then I took this little piece, did the same thing, put a little bit of glue on the back of it. Oops, okay, let's use the finger. I don't want too much. Okay. And what you're wanting is you're going to take this and you're going to make sure that if you can center this and then your these little things aren't covered up. You just want the end of them. Oops. Well, that was a good one. We can fix that. Okay. There. Never know that it did that. You gotta be careful. These are very delicate die cuts. So. Okay, and then we're going to take this one, do the same thing. Only try not to rip it. I don't think that's going to come off there. Nobody's going to notice that it got ripped. Okay. Cover that up. Now this one, you're going to kind of want to lay this down and take your thing and say, okay, I want it right about here. That way it gets covered up, the ends of it gets covered up by your sentiment. And then I put 4 Stampin' Dimensionals on here. This is an embellishment, not a sentiment. I thought these were pretty, and it kind of looked really nice on there, I thought. And center that like so. Whatever looks centered to you, it doesn't really matter. And that's our card. I have another card that I thought I would show you also. It's this one. And I have everything ready for it, and it looks like I have time to do this one as well. This one is Thick Whisper White base. This one's partly already done. I, of course, stamped everything. And I've done the inside. And the inside is, the Melon Mambo is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. I cut this out with one of the the stitched framelits, the rectangles. And this piece is actually 4 3/8 by 3 in case you don't have the stitched framelits, the rectangles. And then I just stamped that little image on there. And I got this sentiment from Hanging Garden. Kind people are my kind of people. I like that sentiment. And for the outside, I took a piece of Melon Mambo, 4 7/8 by 3 5/8, and I embossed it with the subtle embossing folder. And then I took I have a piece of Whisper White. We can glue this on here. It looks like I did that. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Pretty much everything on both of these cards was from that set, other than the card bases and of course the embossing folders. The ribbon, yeah. Anyway, this piece of Whisper White is 4 1/2 by 3 1/8. Here's our DSP. It's 3-inch square, and it's going to go right here. And then I have another piece of the DSP, the striped piece, and it's 3 inches by 1 1/2 inches, and it's going to go down at the bottom. So we'll put that on there first. And we're going to want a very thin border at the bottom, just like so. Oops. Of course it wiggles out of place. Just like so. Okay. Then we're going to take our other piece of DSP and put it on the top. And however you think, whatever you want showing. I think I'll do it this way. And you're going to want a thin border on the top of it, and try and get it lined up. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to cover up part of it. I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. Okay, take like that, and then I took this and I had used the stitched rectangles, and I did one of the frames and it ripped, so I just cut it and decided to use this little strip. So it worked out perfect. This piece is, oh dear, let's see. It is it's 4 1/2 by, let's see what the number is, 3/8 of an inch. So if you don't have those framelits, just cut a piece that size. And you want it kind of, I want to make sure it's straight. And then I trimmed the end off so that it wouldn't hang over. Just like so. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on this. It doesn't dry up. Okay. Then I took my piece of ribbon that I already cut, and this is the Melon Mambo ribbon. And I want to cut it like so. I put a glue dot on the back of the bow, and then I centered it here on the front of the card. That looks pretty centered. I took my tape and wrapped it around, making sure that it's centered on that gold foil piece, and taped the back. I thought it added a little extra touch to have the gold foil behind it. I liked the way that looked. And then I put dimensionals on the back. This is similar to the other card, just a slightly different take on the design of the front of it. It's a real easy design. I've used it several times. Okay, I think I got them all. And then you just need to center that on the front of your card. Like so. And then I stamped "Thank You" on one of the tags that came in the kit, or in the medley. And put dimensionals on the back of it. Centered that under the bow. Just like so. And then I took another one of the punch-out embellishments that came in the medley. And what I did was I took Wink of Stella and used Wink of Stella on it to make it shiny, sparkly. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that's kind of what I did with this. And then just put it on there in the front. And then I took, for this one, this "Thank You" came from the stamp set right here. Right here. And then I took this die and cut out 2 of these. And we're just going to put a little dab of glue and try not to rip our little piece here. And we're going to put it one above the "Thank You" on our sentiment piece. And then the other one goes below. Like so. Like this. I did this on another card. I really liked the way it looked. So got that glued on there, if I can get it to stick. Okay. And then I took one of these little dots, and you got to take the little plastic off the front. And I took it and I put it in the center of this flower, just like so. And you can do it on all the flowers, but I thought one was enough. So that's our second card. Let me know what you think, which card you like better of the 2 cards. I like them both. You have a blessed day, and enjoy the sun. Have fun crafting.